do Duchess and I have similar coloring? Like, I know they say people look like their dogs. Do I look like my cat? I think she'd be really insulted by that, actually. She would be thoroughly insulted. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't really look alike, honey. We don't really look too alike. That's okay. I still love you. Hi, I'm Priya, a Wee with Regrets, and welcome to my channel. We have got to let some stuff go. Sometimes you get a figure and it's just a disappointment. Or sometimes you get a figure and you love it at first and some time passes and you just find yourself not loving that figure anymore. There's levels to this. Some of these figures are just flat out like, oh, what have I done? And then some of them are just, I'm just not that into you anymore. I'm sure we all have those. And also, I have figures coming and I want to make room for them, which means, sorry, y'all have got to go. I have like a special shelf too for the ones that I've been like looking at to be like, am I letting you go? Is it time?
It is time.
So I'm gonna start with something I picked up from Freeing. It's their Y style, which is I guess their yukata style of Nagisa Kaworu. And he wasn't too expensive. I got him on sale, which is, I know now why he was on sale. There's nothing like terribly bad about him, I shouldn't say. There is like a kind of like gray little splatter on his face. One of the bigger reasons I am getting rid of him though is just he looks so tiny compared to the rest of my kimono girls. Even like my 1/8 Madoka Magica kimono girls. He just looks so tiny compared to them and it just looks so off. And that's one of the reasons, yeah, he just looks kind of odd next to them. And it's just kind of a subpar figure. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I'm glad that he doesn't take up a lot of room because it made it easy to just move him around. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks if you get a figure that's really big and you don't like it, then you're like, shit, what do I do with you in the meantime? So at least because he was like pretty small, he could be moved around the room here and there without causing too much trouble. But finally I've been like, look, looking at you makes me kind of bummed. So it's time to get rid of you. Sorry, Nagisa. There was a reason you were on sale, huh? There was a reason. Next up is actually another yukata figure, and this is my only figure from Is This Order a Rabbit? And I believe it's also my only figure from the manufacturer Plum. I will double check that, I could be totally wrong. She's cute! She's got this really big base that is, like it's cute, it's supposed to look like one of those like water balloons you get from summer festivals because this is like the summer festival version. She is very cute, but she's got this like really big head. And again, it's just like, it throws me off every time I look at her, especially if she's with the other like kimono and yukata girls. It's odd looking. And it sets me off in some sort of way whenever I look at her, which sounds terrible, but it's just how I feel. And so I will be getting rid of her. I know that they did like a redo version, I believe, that came out last year where the base was like concrete or something. I actually prefer the water balloon base more. I think it's a lot cuter, but yeah, again, just it's a cute little figure, little bunnies on her yukata. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just me. It's just me. So I will be boxing her up and most likely selling her. Sorry. Sorry.
Right.
This is a figure I actually really do like. There's nothing really wrong with her, but I am deciding to give her up, and that is Wave's Fujiwara Chika. I know. She's a super cute figure. I love that this is the figure where she's doing the dance and she's got her detective hat on. It's an adorable figure. I do love her. But I just wanted to make some room in my collection, and also I know someone who would really appreciate her and love to have them in their collection, so I am sending her off to a friend. So that's one of the major reasons I was like looking at her and I was like, oh, I do love you, but you would make someone really happy. So that's one of the more major reasons that I am letting her go. And again, she is super adorable. But I have like I have the cat Chika and Kaguya, and I think those are the only two that I am going to have from Love is War.
And Constantine, you are going home tonight.
So this is a figure where I do like the figure. This wasn't like necessarily a regret. It's just that it's a series I just don't love as much as I used to. I'm letting him go for those reasons, and also I think I might have kept him if I had gotten like more from the series, but he is like the standalone, and that is Sebastian from Black Butler, and this is the Kotobukiya figure. I think the figure's really cool. I love the frames in the back with the roses. I like the checkerboard, and that like the other characters are also part of the checkerboard from what I remember of the collection that they did for Black Butler and Kotobukiya. Yeah, I don't think I would miss him if I decided to get rid of him. I'm not into Black Butler anymore, like at all. I haven't. You know, it's like some figures, some series, even if you don't necessarily like are as into them, you think about it and you're like, oh, I love that series. I don't feel that way about Black Butler. It's very like, oh wow, I'm very much over it. So that's more the reason why I'm getting rid of this one. No hard feelings, right? Oh, sorry, he does come with like this little tray that sits on his hand, but as I'm swaying him around, I don't want to like, because it'll just come off. So yeah, I will be boxing him up. Sorry, you just can't stay here. Sorry, you gotta go. There's no room. I gotta clear off a shelf. You don't mind, do you? So this figure I've had she's honestly like probably one of my older ones. This was back when I was gonna start Bakemonogatari figure collection, because they were all like looking really nice and I really wanted to grab some. And then she ended up being the only one I grabbed because I most likely got distracted by other stuff, and also she's got some issues is all I can say, and that is Hanekawa Tsubasa from Bakemonogatari. She is a really, really cute figure. My issue with her is that she does come with like this desk part where her knees are supposed to like lock into these little pegs on the desk. It's never really fit correctly, so the possibility of her falling is just a lot. So that always kind of like pisses me off every time I look at her. And then again, I never ended up collecting any of the other ones, and I haven't gotten to revisit this series. And I think like when I look at clips, I'm like, oh shit, like it's a really beautifully done series, but I just don't feel much for the characters, and definitely not enough to like keep her and get more. So I am gonna get rid of her to make room for other figures. Again, like she does look lovely. She is super cute. I just don't want to have her in my collection anymore. That sounds really harsh, but yeah. You gotta go. You gotta go. This is a figure that really just kind of miffs me a little bit. So I decided to pick up get my thoughts together. So I decided to pick up Kugisaki Nobara because I saw her in the Kotobukiya version in the Amiami pre-owned, and it came with the bonus head, and I really wanted the bonus head. And I didn't bother to like look at my figure collection to see what other people were saying about her, what issues they were having with her. I just saw her for what looked like a really decent price and was like, oh sweet, I can't wait to have her. I love Nobara. I'm so excited. And you won't be able to tell from here the issue, but she's got a very, very red forehead. For me, it's so noticeable. I'm sure other people would be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is so noticeable to me, and it's so disappointing because otherwise, like, she does look really good. I love I wanted to love her so much because like there just are not a lot of like Nobara figures coming out. Eastream hasn't even like announced one despite doing all of the other Jujutsu Kaisen characters. She is just alone and so disrespected, and I can't look at her forehead anymore. So she is one that is going to get boxed up, put away, maybe the most likely like put up as a listing and be like, look, here's I will have pictures if you're okay with it. Awesome. But yes, so she is being booted from my collection. Sorry.
Fuck that shit, dog. I ain't here for that. You want a fucking jacket? You want to talk some shit?
One last figure that I have decided to let go of, and I've only had her for a year, and that is the Freeings B-Style 1/4 bunny of Kaguya. In the prototype, the promotional images they were putting out, Kaguya's hands were touching. And it just had it just looked much nicer. And I was just like, oh, it looks great. I love it. Decided to pre-order because she looks super cute. I love the pose. I didn't realize how much I liked that until I got her, and the product I got was her hands were very much farther apart than what the promotional images had been. And I thought it wouldn't bother me as much, but as time has gone by and I look at her, I'm like, yeah, it really does take away, it feels, because it just looks awkward. The way it is, like she should be holding something in between. I would have maybe held on to her, had I'm just looking at her again through I don't think they've put her up for pre-order, but they have put out like I think at least like the model and promo pics. I'm just looking at her. Her head is huge, and it doesn't look like her. Like the expression she is wearing, I just don't see that for that character. And like that's like, because I was like, oh, like it would be cool to have like the two of them together, because I don't have the Chika bunny. Then I saw the promo pic or the prototype, and I was like, it doesn't look like her. Her head is massive. That expression does not fit. And that is always such like a huge piss off when it just doesn't, I feel like the figure doesn't match like the character type or their personality at all. So yes, I will be selling my Kaguya bunny, 1/4 bunny. I have the tights version. And yeah, like she looks good. It's just that thing really displeases me, and I would have kept her maybe if I had another Love is War bunny girl figure, but I'm not going to get one. So yeah, I will be letting her go, selling her. Because you know what? I can only have so many bunny figures. I'm kind of like, there's only one more I'm eyeing, Another one I'm hoping gets a re-release, and that's really it for me. So I am gonna be, I'm sorry, like Kaguya-sama, you gotta go. I'm sorry. It's time. She's also got a huge head, but I feel like the Hayasaka one is so much worse. I feel like it's so much worse. There is like maybe one or two that's kind of on the chopping block, but I haven't like really decided yet. I'm just waiting for like a few things to be like, okay, no, it's time. So I won't, maybe that could be maybe another year from now. I'll do another video where it's like, well, these figures are leaving. I think, yeah, because I've got them all situated here except for my bunny, like Kaguya bunny. She is up there with the other bunny ladies. And yeah, I think, and you know, that's like sometimes like the tough thing about this, this business. Oh, that scared me. Duchess coming into the door. Oh, God. You get disappointed. Sometimes figures come in and they're not what you were expecting. Anyway, that is all that I have. I'm just curious, is like any figures that you have that you've decided to like give up, or is there anything that I'm giving up that you're like, what? You're giving that up? I love that figure. Because I would completely understand. Be like, how dare you? You monster. Let me hear it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend or week whenever you're watching this. I don't know. Does Chewy know? Oh, Chewy's like... I just wanted to pet you. You're so cute. You're so cute. Bye. Thank you for watching.